Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasy, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season we'll be discussing the cultural phenomenon that influenced the entertainment industry for generations with its cult following. That's right, hold on tight, spider monkeys, we're headed to Forks.
When you can live forever, what do you live for? This podcast. You live for this podcast. Also, maybe the vampire who takes a shine to an innocent girl. Welcome to Sparkle High. Let's go.
In this episode, we'll be discussing Book 1, Twilight, chapters 18 through the epilogue, where Bella finally comes to her senses when it comes to scary, glittery vampires.
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes potentially all Twilight materials, including the movies, interviews, and companion books. We're also avid fans of the Moss universe and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance, like the other seasons, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also join our growing community on Patreon for bonus content and more.
All right, well, last we left off, we had been discussing the most famous American pastime, baseball, shockingly. A huge baseball scene. Bella finally meets the family. She finally gets to know some of them in a weird way, I guess, because they are all ramming into each other in the middle of a thunderstorm. All I can think of is the movie where Edward and fucking Emmett just like smash into each other.
Yeah, except for that sounded totally different, and now a supermassive black hole going on behind it.
Yep. I know. I know what I said.
Still
and
at zero.
Christy's face when you said ramming.
Yeah. I knew that as soon as I said that, Christy was going to be like, But anyway, Bella is, having a good time. They're all playing baseball, and she thinks that everything is going fine. And then all of a sudden, some strangers step into the outfield.
And all the fun is sucked out of the game, and the air, and the book.
The crazy thing about this to me is it's probably the most exciting part of the book.
Yes.
But it's the last... How many chapters was that? 18 through 25? I mean, that's not really much of the book.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's like, oh, plot, yay. And, well, I say that plot. I mean, there is a romance plot, but...
Right.
Action. Something is actually happening.
Yeah, there's some action, some actual, interesting pacing happens. Because I think by this point in the book, you starts to feel a little repetitive,
It is, but then to me, it felt like this part was a little over-described as well. Like she's so badly trying to set the tone for these three. Like she kept talking about how feline they were, how cat-like they were. And it was like, oh my God, we fucking get it. You don't have to keep,
Which made me wonder, is this why the director of Twilight insisted that they take cat lessons?
What?
Probably.
What?
In the movie, she made all the actors take cat lessons, how to become a cat.
I'm sorry. Like, did they sit there and practice and wow.
and Emmett, the actor who played Emmett, refused because he said that he was more of a bear.
Yes,
that's
well
true.
Said, yes.
Emmett is right.
But I also find it interesting because she very specifically says in the book that the other vampires are more cat-like than the Cullens. Like, the Cullens aren't cat-like.
Yes.
And yet
they're not cat-like.
But here's the thing that I felt, I don't know. I wish somewhere an editor would have been like, okay, you need to decide what direction this is fucking going because they are cat-like, right? Cat-like. But they're dressed like fucking lumberjacks.
Yeah.
Which one is it? I mean, I don't think a cat-like lumberjack is all that scary. I mean, honestly, I would be giggling and waiting for the Broadway show.
I think that her description of these three strangers is kind of, I don't know, it's so interesting when you compare it to what we know from the movie because, well, first and foremost, Laurent is black in the movie. He's played by Eddie Gathegi.
Beautifully.
I hope I'm saying his name. Yes, love him. He was probably the best casting or the most standout casting, I think, for the three of them because he really is supposed to be beautiful and show-stopping as a character, and he is. But it's funny because we know that Stephenie Meyer fought for it to not be played by a black man. She didn't want her vampires to be any kind of dark skin, which she probably didn't say it like that, I'm sure. She argued that they should be quote unquote pale, but they managed to get her to agree to some diverse casting because they argued that he was, in the book, the character is olive toned and there are olive toned black people. So I guess she kind of relented. Which is so sad that she had to be argued down.
My thing is most authors don't have that kind of control in movies. And I wonder why they gave it to her.
She was really, really involved in the movies, it seemed, especially the first one. I think that they probably wanted to get it right. And I think that's fair. But I think that they improved on a lot of things. And Laurent is one of them. You know?
Yeah. Even how they were dressed was so much better. Yeah. I felt like it matched what she was trying to do with the characters. But when I went back and read the one for this one, they're like buzz cuts and they're dressed like lumberjacks and, well, for the guys.
Yes.
It just I
think that sounds so boring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, I thought about it again, we talked about this before with the vampire teeth. The way that she wrote the vampires does not seem all that appealing because it seems like most of the vampires are nomads. They literally say, we haven't washed in days. And I don't know about other people, but one of my favorite pastimes is to soak in a tub. And if I'm going to live forever, I'm going to get to indulge in my luxuries.
I mean, fair, but I also think they're built to be, like, her vampires are supposed to be built-in beautiful. So I think it's like, even though they're nasty, scrungly, they're supposed to be beautiful.
I don't wash to be beautiful. I wash because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
Well, and why the fuck was Carlisle handing out addresses? Like, what I swear to God, they cannot keep any kind of secrets. Not only did he tell them that they lived there, but then they is it the Denali's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they
the Denali
outed
clan.
them too. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I wonder if he really didn't consider them a threat. If once we get into the later part of this section, I think it's implied. Oh no, this might be in Midnight Sun. Actually, it's kind of emphasized that Carlisle doesn't want to fight.
Yeah,
he wants to be a peacemaker. He does not want to fight with anyone, and that includes vampires. So I wonder if that's really just Carlisle is so trusting of other people.
I think it is. And speaking of Midnight Sun, I will say I did not like the way Victoria was portrayed. In Midnight Sun, because in the movies, when you look at her, she's like this fierce, even though she's gorgeous. Bad, she's gorgeous and fierce and confident, and she's not somebody to be ignored. And yet in Midnight Sun, she's literally reduced to paranoid little, I need to escape girl.
Is that why she was so spazzy?
Yeah.
I guess,
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a disappointment. I don't remember her like that from the books.
No.
Yeah, I don't either. But I think the movies have really warped a lot of people's interpretations of the books. And like I said, the movies sometimes just make the story a little bit better. They improve upon some things.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because as a general rule, the book is better than the movie. You know what I mean?
Usually better than the movie, yes.
As a general rule, and I don't necessarily think I would say just blank completely that the movie is better, but I think some things are improved upon.
Yeah.
And I think definitely the casting is one of them, and these characters. James in the book is described as nondescript with brown hair, and I do have to say the actor that plays him in the movie is interesting to look at least.
Yeah.
Not a
He
fan
looks
of the
scary.
ponytail.
Not a fan of the ponytail. Yeah, it's like it's definitely a look. They are also described with burgundy red eyes as opposed to the fiery red, which I think was interesting. So they have this meeting. Carlisle, like you said, gives out the addresses. He invites them to come over. And I think an interesting thing about Midnight Sun that is not touched in Twilight is Jasper is doing a lot of work behind the scenes during this discussion that I didn't realize when I was first reading the books.
I was shocked.
Yeah, apparently Jasper can do this thing where he can...
Don't look at me, spell.
Yeah, he can kind of make everything mundane to the point that he's hiding them in a kind of weird camouflage. I don't really know what you would call that. It's basically he's trying to, like, keep them from looking at Bella. Yeah.
He has the power of mundane.
I don't really know what else you would call that, but I thought that was interesting.
Cloaking, invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
He zens it out.
I was starting to feel like, and some of it is probably not all in Midnight Sun, but also in Twilight. I was starting to feel like Jasper's powers are taking a direction that is more like Max from Zodiac Academy. I was like,
yeah, that's
so weird, because if you remember when we were discussing Max, after a while we were just like, how the fuck can he do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is not his powers.
Oh, and Max comes out with another song.
Then we'll talk about it later, but it's also, I think it's also implied he kind of makes Bella go to sleep.
Yeah,
in the hotel
to.
room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, like, what? So, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But he is in the moment, you know, kind of cloaking them. And something happens when Carlisle says Bella's name. There's a breeze in the wind, and they notice Bella is there.
And I gotta say, how fucking rude. I really hate it when people come over to your house and then they just barge into your fridge. Yeah. And they don't ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a pet peeve of mine.
Is she in the fridge?
But no, the way that they were looking at it, the way that they were looking at it was like, oh, you brought a snack. Well, clearly that's one person and it's a snack. And generally I'm a diabetic. If you touch my snack, I'm going to kill you.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, how could Bella feed like all 10 of them? She can't.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't touch my food. I mean, I'm willing to share my food with my friends, but not with complete strangers.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. We have to talk about that because later we have to talk about how Edward saves her because it's just so unrealistic. Guys.
Come on.
Guys. Anyway. So obviously there's this scramble to get Bella out of the meadow, or it's not the meadow, it's wherever they're playing baseball. There's this scramble to get her out. It's obviously, it's really fast, but there seems to be this immediate understanding that this guy, James, is just not going to fucking give up, and he is just going to track her down and kill her. I don't really understand why, but
because
I don't know. To me, but to me, it's just such a weird addition to the book. I think, obviously, it's so that Edward can save her life. There can be this struggle between her becoming a vampire and stuff like that. But
there's also, he totally covets what other vampires have. So, what 10th commandment is that? One of the 10, don't covet your neighbors.
I mean, true. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like it comes out of nowhere when you're first reading it.
It does.
I feel like it's just kind of, you know, that whole show versus tell.
Yeah.
And I feel like all she knows how to do is tell.
Yeah. It could have been better. It could have been better.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think it's kind of like, you know how you had that gripe about the first Mercy Thompson book that, like, there's no way to guess the killer in that book?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like there's no breadcrumbs in this book. There's like one or two mentions that there are some nomadic vampires that are coming, but I feel like it's not set up early enough in the book, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
if she had met them maybe earlier on and then recognized him when he walked out or something like that, where there would have been some sort of lead up to it.
Maybe she,
you know what?
She recognized him in Port Angeles or glimpsed him. I don't know. It could.
Well, what would have been a great lead-in would be that James sees the Cullens out in the open and recognizes Alice. And he's like, she's the one that got away. I'm not going to let them get away. And then he is determined to track them down.
Because he never lets on any of that. He doesn't think that at all. When Edward is listening to his thoughts, he doesn't think any of that.
In Midnight Sun,
he doesn't recognize her.
Well, in Midnight Sun, Edward does say that when they're walking to the Jeep after she leaves Jasper, he glimpses her and is surprised, but doesn't think, oh, that's the one that got away.
Yeah.
Unless you know to shield your thoughts.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you think that?
Right.
Right.
I think that's my issue, though, with the writing. And this is another example of that aspect where it's not consistent, it's not continuous, that what happens in one chapter will contradict what happens in another chapter. And it's frustrating because you don't have any kind of set of rules to really understand it with.
Yeah, I just think there's some issues with the plot setup. But they eventually get her into, the Jeep? I think they're in the Jeep.
Yep.
And Edward's absolutely losing his fucking mind. Like, I hate this Edward.
Yes.
So much.
I feel like I would have jumped out of the car. I mean, I know I would have died, but I don't understand why Bella does not go, whoa, what the fuck? This is not okay.
Even in that moment, it seems like Alice is fed up with him. Like, she's very quietly letting him be absolutely nuts in this moment, but also kind of just so tired of him, it seems. She's quietly just like, that's not what's going to happen. Like, let's talk about this. We have options. Like, I feel like he's supposed to be very calm, cool, collected. And this is absolutely ridiculous. He's controlling of Bella.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't listen to her almost the entire time they're in the ride. And he's very demanding of the rest of them. He tells Emmett, who seems to be the only one listening to Bella, by the way. He tells Emmett to hold her arms, hold her down so that she can't go anywhere, which that would piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. It's not as bad as the Tamlin situation, but it reeks of it.
Yeah. It does.
It reeks of it.
It really does. She doesn't know what's best for her. She doesn't know what's best for herself.
Exactly.
And I don't care. You don't just kidnap a person, because that's what this is. She did not agree to go with you. And she's sitting there thinking like, oh, Charlie, what about Charlie? And he's like, I don't care. Well, I mean, he does care, but he's also telling her, I don't care. You're the thing that's important. And she's like, no.
Right now. Mm-hmm.
Actually, no.
Well, I think this is the frustrating part, is she does want to be with Edward, but he's making this difficult for her. He's not listening to her in a moment where she should be listened to. Like, this is about her.
Yeah.
You should be listening to what she has to say. She's the one that brings up Charlie. She's the one that brings up, okay, here's the plan. And she comes up with a good plan. Edward is so out of his mind.
And Emmett's all surprised and stuff.
Well, but that's the thing, too. They're in the fucking car. And like Alice said, there is time. There's nothing else they're doing in the car. So instead of telling her to be quiet, he could simply talk to her about why he is so concerned and what steps they could take. But he acts like it's such an important thing to keep her safe. And yet he is like throttling her back and forth in the car with slamming on the brakes and shit. And she's getting like thrown all over the place. And okay.
And his whole, I'm the one that put you in danger. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I want to punch him.
No.
I want to dick sickle punch him.
I mean,
dick sickle punch.
Again, as Bella points out, she would be in the cemetery if it wasn't for him. But again, making it all about him and his feelings and his needs and his desires and his wants. And
he's so annoying.
I just think it's really funny that he cares so much about keeping her safe, but in this moment, he does not want to hear anything that she has to say about her own safety. This is the kind of shit that makes me not like Edward. And he makes decisions for everyone else consistently, not just for Bella, for Emmett, for Alice, for Carlisle, for Esme. Everyone in this book listens to Edward when they really have no business listening to Edward.
No.
I don't really understand it. They're like, oh, Edward is so great. He's always in control.
I think
this is a clear evidence.
He's never in control.
Yeah.
Not once through these books has that bitch ever been in control, ever been fucking calm.
They seem to sort of explain it as, oh, well, Edward's been alone for so long that we'll do anything to make him happy. And
oh
God.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, boo-hoo.
He sounds like an entitled fucking brat.
I have not been in a relationship for over 10 years, and I am perfectly happy. Thank you very much. I don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. And the fact that
not everyone needs a titty to suck on to be happy.
The fact that they put so much emphasis on he needs a person. We have to do all this thing. I mean, if you find a person, am I going to, turn down somebody if I found somebody I wanted to be with? No, just because I want to be alone. But it's not the most important thing in the universe.
No. Right. And it's when you've got Emmett and Rosalie or Alice and Jasper, excluding like the whole brother-sister thing, but they seem to have, or even Carlisle and Esme, they seem to have a little more of a healthier dynamic to the relationship, some sort of sense of trust. And to me, Bella seems like a collectible teenager to him, that she's not a person. She is a product that he wants. She is his stuff, and he doesn't want to lose his stuff. And I don't know, that just, it seems like the vibe to me for their relationship.
I can see that.
And not, person to person.
I feel like he's fascinated by her. I think he's obsessed with her because he can't hear her thoughts. I think that he thinks that she's this enigma that he has to crack or something like that. I don't know. He pisses me off to no end here.
Well, there is this, I can't remember if it's at the end of this book or whatnot, but Bella says, we're in a relationship. We're supposed to be equal. And I don't think that he understands what that means.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't seem to prioritize that.
No.
Well,
and she's right. He will never see her as equal until she is a vampire.
I don't think he'd see her as equal if she was a vampire.
True. Probably not.
I don't think he would. I mean, like, he always talks about how fragile she is, and that's his reasoning for, being so controlling and protective. But I don't think that he would treat her much differently if she was a vampire. Like, we don't get to see it later, but even so, we don't get to see much, I mean. Anyway, so Emmett is the VIP in my opinion. He's currently my favorite.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He is currently my favorite for not only pointing out that they should listen to her, but also consistently being like, I will protect you, but I will do it in a way that is not constantly telling you what to do.
Yeah. And
it's just supportive.
In Midnight Sun, it's so funny because Edward was like, Emmett just wants to face this dude because he thinks he can take him and thinks he can take him. And then when they're at Bella's house, Emmett takes on this bodyguard protective mode.
Yes.
And Edward notes that it's no longer, I want to fight James. He does. He wants to fight him. But it was all about, I want to protect Bella. And I was like, oh, Emmett.
I know, Emmett is currently my favorite. I don't know if anyone's going to beat that, actually. But, so they end up deciding that she's going to have to leave, and that she's going to have to tell Charlie she's leaving tonight. This is the hardest scene ever for me, because it's so heart-wrenching and fucked up. I know why she did it. It was effective. Did it have to be this, though?
Yeah.
I don't know. Breaks my heart to read.
She hits pretty hard way below the belt.
She uses the exact words that her mother used when she ran out on Charlie. That shit is so hurtful.
Do you honestly think, I don't care how hurtful it was, that most fathers would allow their daughters to drive that far, let alone at night, like starting out at night?
No, not a chance.
No.
I also thought it was funny that she was like, I'm old enough to get my own place. I was like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
So in Georgia, I think the legal age is 17. But even then, like my brother tried to
I'm
get
not thinking legally.
Well, I mean, even then, my brother tried to get a hotel room once. Not like for any hanky-panky.
Naughty reasons.
He needed to get a hotel room, and they would not give him one because of his age, even though legally he was allowed to. They refused him. And everybody in the lobby gave him this side eye. And yeah.
I don't think that should be the case across the board. You never know. Someone could be escaping an abusive home. You don't know what people are, their lives could be like. So in some senses, I think that was actually pretty fucked up of the hotel.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
Like, if it's their rule that they're going to accept it, then, maybe they should accept him and not ask any questions. But I'm just saying, not legally, but rather, she's too young to just be doing shit like this on her own. I know that 17 and 18-year-olds think that they can just be doing whatever they want. But girl, that's a long drive by yourself, leaving at night.
Especially
if Edward was not going with you or Charlie.
Driving in that terrain.
Especially when death is after her.
Yeah.
Literally and metaphorically.
No, literally.
But I guess Charlie doesn't know that part, though.
The van came after her. I mean, she's Final Destination.
Well, yeah. But and again, it goes back to the writing of inconsistent. So earlier, Edward said he could crush her skull if he touched her wrong. And yet, when they're leaving the garage, he gives her a crushing embrace. So which is it? Can he crush her or not crush her? How does he give her a crushing embrace if a simple touch could,
Well, first and foremost, I think he's the most melodramatic main character I've ever read in my life. But two, she is really inconsistent because, for example, Jasper is supposed to be the person that's least able to control himself, the vampire with the least control.
Yep.
And yet he ends up in that ballet studio with Emmett kicking some vampire ass while Bella's bleeding out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I'm just saying.
I think I said this when we watched the movie, but the thing that gets me is Bella makes this big scene with Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And they break up.
Right.
And then supposedly get back together. And then in the next book, they're going to break up again.
Yeah.
Like, how does Charlie not just loathe Edward?
He does. Yeah. He does. I thought that was canon. He hates him.
I never got that.
He consistently pushes Bella to be with Jacob.
I mean, I get that from, like, the movie, because you can see Billy Burke's face. But,
yeah.
Again, my dad sat down people and were like, what are your intentions with my daughter? And made
my dad was like,
difficult. Made life difficult. And whereas Charlie's just like, I don't like this guy, but whatever.
And he's the police.
My only thing is, in some sense, I see what you're saying because I agree. But on the other hand, I think for a teenager, if you try to tell her that she can't date that guy, she's going to turn around and do that 10 times harder. So
I did, but
yeah. So,
but
he probably knows there's no use in being like, you can't date Edward.
I would make him my best fucking friend, and I would hang out with him all the time, and
then she wouldn't want to hang out with Edward. Oh my gosh!
It's just that he's just so passive about it. It just
it
feels wrong. And
Yeah.
again, y'all are right. No dad in their right mind would just be like, okay, drive home. It's fine.
I will say, as someone who dated multiple men or boys that my dad hated, it did not go well for him if he tried to keep me from those boys.
Same.
It never worked out.
But that's what I'm saying. If he was best friends and was like, did you call him? You need to call him.
Yeah, see, that would have worked, I feel. I do feel like if my dad was like, I'm going to hang out with so-and-so this weekend, I would be like, what?
Why?
Wait, what do you mean? Why? Be like, I don't like that.
No.
But they get back to the Cullen house where they have a very short meeting so they can do and break. Bella has to change clothes into Esme's clothes because Rosalie absolutely throws a hissy fit and will not cooperate.
Esme picks her up and is just like,
undressing
We're
her.
done. Yeah, I know. I'm like, dude,
nightmare mother-in-law.
I cannot imagine.
I feel like that's assault. You just undressed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't have enough time to dress herself? Like, guys, is it really that serious?
I mean, what
I
if
don't know,
she was
maybe
wearing like the Scooby-Doo underwear?
I mean, maybe she wanted to show off the Scooby-Doo underwear.
But, come on, let's think about it.
So she has to switch with Esme.
These are vampires who consistently bang all night. Do you think that they're wearing underwear?
True. Oh my God. Come on. They're wearing underwear.
Oh, Lord. Now we've gone into a whole... Okay.
No, Esme is too proper. She's wearing a full-on slip under whatever she's wearing.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Slip and pantyhose and stuff like that. Esme would never. What really got me is that they meet with Laurent, and Laurent is like, I don't really know him that well. I've just been hanging out with him, and I don't think you guys can take him.
Okay, question. Because that actually reminded me, because I had a little thing in here about her not being consistent, or actually the fact that she makes the assumption that the reader's going to know what she's thinking without actually telling us. And we're supposed to derive something from the writing, and we don't. And the one part where she makes it sound like when they came out of... Then she makes it sound like James was the actual leader and that they were pretending that Laurent was the leader.
That is what she says in the book.
Why?
I don't know. I think, I don't know, so that it's less conspicuous who's in charge. Laurent maybe is better at talking to other people. And I don't know, there's plenty of reasons I think that they could do that. I just don't know what their reasoning is.
Yeah.
If they were to attack, you'd hide the stronger of the two. He's the decoy. And I think Edward says that James was planning on killing him anyway.
James just apparently has it out for everybody, so. But what really got me is at the end of this conversation, I know I am about to be tinfoil hat Lily, but Carlisle says to Laurent, because Laurent says that he's going to go to the Denali clan because he realizes he's not welcome here. And he can't go somewhere that's going to piss off James because he's fearing that James is going to hunt him down.
Which true.
Which true, he definitely would. So he agrees he's going to go to the Denali clan, maybe check that out. Carlisle says to him, go in peace. I know this is so minor. It's just 3 words. But for some reason, tinfoil hat Lily went, why the fuck would Carlisle say go in peace like some... Messiah? I know his dad was a priest. Yeah. His dad was a priest. He's a man of God. It's just interesting to me that she snuck that in there. That is a Bible verse. That is in the Bible. I immediately looked it up. It's Judges 18:6. And it says, and the priest told them, go in peace. The Lord is watching over your journey. I immediately was like, is this because by going to the Denali clan, he's implying that he's considering becoming a vegetarian?
He found the Lord.
Yeah, he found God.
His dad was a preacher, wasn't he?
Yeah. But this is Laurent's baptism, his conversion.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I recognize that I'm reading way too far into these 3 words.
I don't think so.
But I don't know. Just instantly, I was like, that's an interesting thing to say to Laurent in this moment.
It is. It's very religious.
It's very on point for Stephenie Meyer, I think. So we get the scene of Esme undressing and redressing Bella very furiously.
I have to say, at some point, I don't know if it's before or after Esme dresses her, but Bella says, I looked at Edward knowing his temper, kind of expecting him to lose it. And I was like, girl, that's some abuse victim language right there.
Flags. Yes. Like she's waiting for him
to explode.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah. Like she's like bracing herself.
Yeah. Like it's walking on eggshells.
That's not good.
It's not.
Yes. Another thing that is like inconsistent, since you mentioned that, Christy, is Jasper in Midnight Sun at the beginning of the book. He talks a lot about how he doesn't think Edward should date Bella. He's like, it's not a good risk. You should just kill her. Get it over with.
He was dead set, like, I don't care what y'all decide about this. I'm killing this bitch. Until...
Yeah, because he was like, she's a risk.
Yeah, until Alice was like, no, she's going to be my friend. That was the only thing that made him reconsider.
Yep.
And now he's protecting her with his life?
Yeah.
There's a scene where he turns to her and he's like, your life is worth it.
Yeah, I was like...
Yes. In the garage where he's like, you are worth it or something like that. Yeah.
I wish people could see our faces right now because the incredulity on my face right now. When did you guys have any time to become friends?
Yeah. Join our Patreon and you can see our faces.
Join our Patreon at the Midnight Readers Podcast. Yeah, no. Seriously, how could he have any time to become friends with her? They met the day of the baseball. Wait, that's the same day. They met today.
Yeah. Yeah.
They met today.
It's insane.
In the book.
How he at the beginning of the book, he was like, no, I'm fucking killing this bitch. And now he's like, I will protect you with my life.
Yeah.
Because one thing about the Cullens is Carlisle, Esme, and Edward are the main 3 that seem to project this human life is sacred. Like, we shouldn't kill people. All lives are sacred kind of thing. Jasper, Rosalie, well, maybe Rosalie. But Jasper, Rosalie, Emmett, Alice is like kind of in that. They don't seem to give a shit about killing people. I would say Alice and Rosalie are kind of like indifferent, but Jasper and Emmett especially don't seem to be as gung-ho for the all lives are sacred.
I mean, Rosalie murdered the people that raped her, which
right.
I'm all for.
That's different.
Here.
But she's like, I don't care. Edward's all like, I killed these murderers and rapists and bad people, and now I'm a horrible person. And Rosalie's like, yeah, I got my revenge.
Yeah, and Carlisle tried to tell her not to do it, and she was like, no, I'm going to do it.
Fuck you, Carlisle.
And all for it. Go Rosalie.
Yes, agreed.
You're not human. You do stuff like that, you're no longer human, you know.
Yes. I hope she tortured them.
Oh, God, yes. Yes. Itty bitty little pieces at a time. Absolutely. I would like that book.
Yes. So, yeah, the inconsistencies are wild here.
Yeah.
Now, despite everything, she ends up going with Jasper and Alice to this hotel room so that Edward and Carlisle can chase James, or at least lead him away. And then Rosalie and Emmett can take her truck and lead Victoria away. And that way, nobody will end up at Charlie's house. And then they can get her away quickly, which is, I guess, an okay plan. But it's so convoluted, and we don't get to see any of it in Twilight. Actually, all of the action that's happening with Edward and Carlisle, that's in Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
That part might be good then.
Well, I thought it would be interesting. No, it's like one of the most boring sections of Midnight Sun ever.
Damn.
I felt like it was. I don't know. It's just a lot of, he went this way, we went that way, he went this way, we went that way.
I didn't even get that far.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not there yet. I'm trying.
Girl.
But you know what's funny?
I do not blame you.
Is on Libby, literally nobody else is waiting for this book, so I've gotten to renew it several times. I don't have to wait.
Nobody wants to read it. Like, the only reason I'm reading it is so I can tell you the unhinged shit that's happening in the back on the back end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even then, I am trudging through that shit. Like,
It's
I don't
hard.
want to read it anymore.
It's hard. It is. I wonder if I would love to hear from anybody that willingly read it and enjoyed it.
I would love to hear people's thoughts on it, honestly. Whether they liked it, whether they didn't like it. I want to hear what insane things I may have missed. Leave it in the comments.
How far did you get? Did you go all the way?
Yeah, like, did you finish the book? Did this make you an Edward hater? I want to know.
Did anybody I would be curious if there's anybody that liked it.
I would love to know.
Yeah. It seems like that would not be the case.
I will say, and I know this is very teenage girly-y, but this part of the book actually made me really annoyed and just wanted to bitch slap the fuck out of Bella with her, I'm away from Edward for a whole day and I can't breathe and I can't do anything and there's nothing to do. Fucking read a book. Like,
do something. Watch TV.
Yeah.
Quit thinking.
I don't know.
I understand when there's that initial crush that you think about the person all the time. Yeah. Fuck, I woke up with the damn song Hollow in my brain yesterday.
The Stray Kids song?
Yes! And
I love that song.
But I'm not like, I can't breathe. I need him. It's so... My life is over.
Felix.
Oh my gosh. We love Felix in this household.
Why does my face turn red? Why?
we stand skiz.
But
we're stays in this household.
But I'm not literally okay, now I'm also a grown-ass woman, but even I feel like even as a teenager, I was not like, I'm gonna die if I don't.
Yeah, no.
If I'm not in the same room with this person.
Especially in a situation like that.
Well, especially by 17. I feel like this behavior is like 13, 14 behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, by the time you're 17 years old, I feel like you've got that out of your system.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get it. This is her supposed first crush, first love, whatever. And I'm just like, God, girl, grow up.
Get it together.
It's not, I get it. Like, I've been separated from the guy I'm dating. He went off to the military and we didn't see each other. All we had was phone calls. Even then, and I know I'm not Bella, but it was okay just to have a phone call. And I missed him and I wanted to see him. But it wasn't...
People get through it.
Yeah.
You move on. You live your life.
Yes.
Well, especially for the short amount of time they're together.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't crawl into a ball and die.
Well, in this moment, she has so many other things to think about, too.
Yeah.
What I find interesting in this scene is when she's in the car with Jasper and Alice, she's uncomfortable with them. She seems to know that she's like, I don't really trust everything that's going on here. And that's valid because Alice doesn't tell her everything and Jasper keeps trying to affect her, like he's making her calm. And how the fuck is tiredness an emotion? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's a feeling, which it does make me think Jasper's powers must be to be able to affect how you feel because it doesn't make sense otherwise.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense otherwise.
I mean, my emotions can make me tired because they can be so overwhelming, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not doing that. I just think that's interesting. I'm just like, okay, Jasper can do way too many things that I didn't know was possible. And then when they get in the hotel room, he's like, even before it's implied that she's like, I don't want to sleep. Before she like kind of yells at him, I think it's supposed to be implied that he's making her sleep already up to that point.
Yeah.
I never caught on to that when I was reading it, you know,
which
way before. And that is
I feel
another
like
red flag.
Drugging a person.
Yes. That is so weird. You don't have to do that. She can handle this without being drugged or without somebody helping her.
Also, I feel like, again, why didn't you pack some fucking books? Get a Kindle. Something. Because she's sitting there, like, pacing the hotel room, like, what to do.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I know it happened in 2005, but nowadays it'd be like sitting there on your phone, just, Instagram, scroll for hours.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we need to get Bella. It's just Instagram. She can just be like, okay. TikTok.
She should have brought something, like, damn. The other thing that is interesting that comes out of this hotel stay is she asks Alice how you become a vampire. And Alice,
Edward wouldn't
she thinks about not telling her. Yeah, she thinks about not telling her, but she does. That. Which, you know what? Fuck Edward.
Fuck Edward.
She deserves to know. If y'all are going to trust her, you have to trust her with things that you may not want to tell her. So she tells her about the venom. Now, this venom is the venom that Stephanie Meyer later says in the illustrated guide is the venom that runs through their veins. So every bodily function that has a fluid is now venom for vampires. Except for semen. Yeah, apparently. So...
Oh my God.
I think the way that's explained is, you know what, never mind. We're going to talk about that later. But anyway, so all of their bodily fluids are supposed to be run by this crazy venom. And Alice admits, she's like, I don't really remember it. I don't remember anything from when I was turned. I just woke up and I was like this. And admittedly, though, she does tell her how to do it. And Bella's like, okay, now I know that the venom is supposed to eventually turn you over time.
3 days.
Apparently... Yes, and that it's rare for them to bite a victim and not kill them, which makes sense, I think.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, Alice gets the vision for the ballet studio, and Bella decides to call her mom to make sure that her mom is okay, because they all start freaking out about Renee.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that in the book, she's like, yeah, that's the ballet studio that's right around the corner from my house. Oh, here's the address. Whereas in the movie, she's like, oh, yeah, I just went there as a kid.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to know where to go.
She also has a vision of Bella's old house, and that's when they start to really panic, because they're like, oh my God, things are changing. They hear back from Edward and Carlisle, and they've got nothing to report. So, of course, everyone's like, okay, everything's moving here now.
And I gotta say, it is totally Edward's fault. He got on a plane to Phoenix. He gave away her location. Uh-huh. It is his fucking fault.
And this scene was so long.
Is that what it is? I thought that it was that I think in Midnight Sun, Victoria does some digging around Bella's life, and then she tells James where she's from, and then he escapes in a plane.
James does go to her house and watches videos, but in Twilight, he says he didn't know where they were. He was just kind of like, maybe she's here? And then Edward got on a plane to go to Phoenix, and then he was like, so she is here.
Yeah.
No, but when Edward and Carlisle are chasing them in Midnight Sun, when they're chasing James, they lose him because he gets on a private plane and leaves on the private plane. And my assumption was that he went to Phoenix, but...
He did. He went there before.
But he didn't know for sure that they were there. He didn't get confirmation until Victoria followed him to the airport.
And he got on a flight to Phoenix.
I see now.
See, why didn't he fly somewhere else first? Like, fly to Jacksonville first, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't lead him to Jacksonville. I'd kill Edward if he led, the mean vampires to my mom.
Yeah. Would you, though, if your mom was Renee?
Bella loves her mother. It is only us that do not like Renee. I do think it's when she ends up on that phone call with James, it's so unrealistic that Alice and Jasper do not hear it.
For real.
Right?
That's impossible.
I had the same thing in the notes. I was like, okay, so these people can hear miles away, but you can't hear James on a phone call?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the worst plot hole I've ever read.
And Alice isn't getting updates that would show her that Bella has betrayed. Bullshit.
Right.
It's again, every rule, everything that she said, this is how it goes, gets changed when she needs it to adapt it to the story to make it go the way she wants it to.
And not only that, but James is like, okay, so you're going to tell them that you talked your mom into staying in Florida. But literally their conversation was yes, no. Like even if Alice can't hear James, she can hear Bella. And so all she's heard Bella say is yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. And then I'm supposed to go tell Alice.
Like, you didn't have a conversation
I
with your mom.
talked her into staying. It's fine.
Yeah. No, the other thing is, I have a crack theory that Alice knew that Bella made that decision. That Alice knew that Bella was going to run away and that she was going to do this. And I think Alice wanted her to turn into a vampire and she was going to let that shit happen.
Ooh. Okay.
I like that thought.
Me too.
The only thing that doesn't match up for that, in my opinion, is that when Edward gets to the airport and meets up with Alice, she would have a really hard time hiding that from him.
Yeah.
But at that point, they would know she's gone. So maybe, I don't know, maybe then she could, fake it by being like, oh, I just got this vision that this is where she's going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe she could hide her thoughts that she wanted it to happen.
That would make sense.
I will also say this. When Edward tells them that he's coming, Bella has this thought, oh, to be trapped in a hotel with Edward would be a kind of heaven. I was like, are you fucking for real right now?
Girl, Christy just gave the most scathing eye roll I've ever seen in my life.
In my mind, I was thinking James would be a healthier boyfriend choice than Edward.
Oh my God.
I mean, it isn't even like he can barely kiss her. What does he think that what does she think that that's going to happen in this hotel room? Because he won't sleep with her.
Lots of dicksicles.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's going to be uncomfortable, baby.
So basically you're just going to be sitting there with sexual tension and nothing to do. Because that's heaven. That's heaven.
Oh my God. She finds him so interesting and he is so boring.
Yeah, he really is. He's entirely boring. And
yeah.
And I also don't get, even at the airport when Bella runs away, I don't care if she got a mile down the road as fast as they're supposed to be. That should be an easy catch up the second they realize she's gone. Like
they can run at the speed of light. They should have been able to catch her.
And to be fair, there's lots of people around.
They can sniff her out.
Do that in front.
They can sniff her out. Her blood is all.
They also know where she's headed.
Right.
As soon as you realize she's gone, get in the car and get to the ballet studio.
Right.
Go.
It just none of it makes sense. It doesn't unless your theory is right, Lily, that she wanted that to happen.
That's my crack theory. But in Midnight Sun, you get the whole scene of all of them stealing multiple cars. They steal multiple cars. In one scene, they have to change out the car that they're in, which, by the way, Edward finds the only sports car, like souped up sports car in the whole entire fucking area. And he's like, this car has been like messed with so that it can go extra fast. And he's going like 160 miles an hour down the fucking highway. And then they stop at some point because they're in like a weird exchange and they pull this woman out of her van. And Carlisle shoots her with some kind of injectable and she passes out, and then they put her somewhere else and they steal her van and then they keep going.
Oh my God. Like,
that is not very polite, also, Carlisle.
Phoenix.
Because he keeps a med kit with him at all times, by the way.
Phoenix is one of the most heavily populated cities in America, and they can go 160 miles an hour on a road?
According to them, yeah.
Okay.
At one point it gets to 165, and as they're approaching the ballet studio, I think it's Emmett. I could be mistaken, but Emmett's like, you have to slow down because they're going to hear the engine. Like, you have to slow down. And he gets down to 60, and Edward's like, this is pissing me off. And then they're like, you have to slow down more because it's still too loud. It's so. Guys, it's so ridiculous.
Then why not
he can
get
hear
out
human
and
heartbeats.
Run?
For real, he can hear human heartbeats. An engine is always going to be too loud.
The whole time I was thinking, get out and run down the street. You're so fast, nobody is going to fucking see that shit.
Mm-mm.
Just go. Why do they have to do a high-speed chase
That's even more
in a car?
It's not. The way they describe how hard it is to kill vampires. Please explain to me if it is that hard to kill a vampire, which makes it basically impossible for a human to kill one. Yeah. Why would you need to hide? Why would you need to bother fitting in? Because they can't touch you anyway. So get out there and sparkle it up because they can't stop you.
Yeah.
Sparkle it up, bitches.
So much is done
reading
that doesn't make sense. I know. It's great.
It's like, okay, you know what this is? This is like one of those fucking jigsaw puzzles where some asshole has removed like 3 of the pieces.
It's not gonna fit together because it can't. Right. There's no sense to be made of it. And I always find it funny that Stephenie Meyer seemed to, in Midnight Sun, in the illustrated guide, she tried to fix things retroactively by adding more insanity. This high-speed chase is later. You know what I mean? She added that later. Oh, man. It's so funny to me.
Meanwhile, Bella's ride to her house is,
yeah,
I'm going to sit here and daydream about Edward.
Bella takes a normal cab ride to the ballet studio, and they can't keep up with her.
Like, she did not have that much of a head start.
Was it like a New York cabbie?
There's no way. This guy he didn't even want to take her. He was like, that's too far. She gives him $40, and he's like, all right, $40?
I thought it was 100.
I thought it was 40.
It was like 520s or something.
Oh, that's probably more realistic.
I was about to say, $40 might get you around the corner in some places.
Yeah, I was like, how is that getting her across town? I was like, what? Either way, she walks right into this guy's hands, like literally waltzes in. Well, she gets to Renee's house and then calls him, which I feel like this was an unnecessary step.
Yes.
She calls him and then he's like, all right, you know where I am. And then she's like, okay. And then she walks down to the studio like, girl.
Why?
What? She trips down to the studio. Oh
my God.
She does. And then she walks right into his hands and she realizes that, Renee is not in any kind of danger.
Yeah, it's a video the whole time.
Which, you would have realized if you had tried to talk to him at all instead of just immediately been like, oh no, Mom.
Yeah, or done what they do in the movies. Let me talk to her.
I want to talk to her.
Right?
Yeah, let me talk to her.
Yes, that she's alive.
Exactly.
That's not just a recording.
Mm-hmm. And he used this weird VHS tape that he had stolen from their house. VHS, guys. And then we get a villain monologue.
Oh, yeah, I was so surprised when I saw the only one that ever got away. But, it was all about the vampire that actually, I was chasing his plaything, and I wanted to take that plaything away from him, and then he took that plaything away from me, so I killed him, and then...
Yeah.
Well, I thought somewhere...
And it's not about Bella at all.
I thought for some reason somewhere later in the books, her creator comes back or something.
I don't know if he's dead or if someone else knew him or something like that. I think, because
James said
I could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think maybe it's mentioned again later.
Okay.
I'm not sure. We're going to have to see once we reread it. I'm sure there's probably mega Twilight fans screaming at us right now. This is what happens. But
it's been a while.
Guys, you're just going to have to wait.
It's been a while since we've read these books.
Yeah. So he gives her his little villain monologue about Alice, which has nothing to do with her. He just wanted her to know.
But you know who her backstory reminded me of a little bit?
Who?
In Hellboy with Liz.
Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liz. Oh, I love that actually. Gosh, I love Hellboy. I need to watch that again.
I've seen that movie several times and I am blanking on what you mean. I don't know why.
I don't know if they go into it in the movie.
In the first one they do. She actually, she admits herself, remember? And then it burns down.
Oh yeah.
And that's when she is moved back.
I forgot there's comic books that y'all both read too, right?
They are, but that part is from the movie.
Yes, Christy let me borrow him. But yeah, she's right. That is in the movie. Like, she's in the asylum or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Alice, what cracks me up is Alice is supposed to be getting shock therapy at that time, but shock therapy did not exist in that time period.
Because she was
Meyer.
having visions as a human. Because she's a witch.
A little
She would've been a
Drusilla.
witch. Drusilla.
Mm-hmm.
So Bella, poor Bella, she gets beat the shit out of. He runs her into a bunch of mirrors and then breaks her leg. And then by the time he's about to bite her, Edward and Carlisle are there. They are there. I don't understand it, but they're there.
I mean, if only he hadn't have done the villain monologue, he would have killed
Right? Fucking the brain.
But he bit her. He bit her, and she is turning slowly into
none of them notice until Bella's like, my
I
hand
know.
burns.
She's like, the fire!
Oh my God.
Hellfire? No?
The drama.
Tinfoil hat?
Hellfire,
drama.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
She did say angel. I think she meant demon.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, she tells them her arm is on fire, and then they're like, oh my God, he bit her. And then Carlisle's like, or no, I think it's in the book, it's Alice. Alice is like, Edward, you have to suck out the venom.
I thought it was Carlisle. Or is it Alice?
I don't remember. Alice does say something in the book.
Somebody
It
says
has to
suck
be
it.
you.
And he sucks it.
So,
Because he wants Carlisle to do it
He
first.
sucks it dry.
I guess that kind of, disproves my
And you know
Alice
what?
theory.
He sucks it so hard that it's clean.
You're right. He sucks it real good. Despite not having any vampire teeth or nothing, he just puts his lips on her, his lips only on the wrist,
Mhm.
and then he just
sucks
my
it
thing
like a
is-
straw.
But now
She
that means
says-
it's in his tummy. Does he have to throw that up later?
Also, when his eyes show a little bit of red, because he tasted the blood. He did.
Oh, that's right.
He does.
Slightly
He does.
burgundy.
It's inevitable. Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
blood can be absorbed into the body, so it doesn't stay in his tummy.
Yeah, because that's what the one thing they can eat.
But the thing is, when he first starts doing it, she said that immediately the burn got worse. So I thought he did bite her. And isn't it his saliva that has the venom in it?
I agree with you. So this is one of the things that fans have had a problem with for years. They have said that there's no way that Edward would have been able to suck the venom out without, one, taking too much blood or biting her himself, which would then further make her a vampire, right?
Yeah.
Well, no. Stephanie has gone on record
Oh my God.
saying that he did not use teeth. He used only his lips.
Did he gum it?
Yeah. Yeah, he gummed it.
He
So,
sucked
like
it
a
out with
zit.
his gums.
He uses his gum and like zip pops it and sucks it out because that's
Christy.
the only way.
Christy, I hate you for that. That was the nastiest. Ew. Ugh. Christy.
Sorry.
Foul. Brittany's losing it, and I'm just like, never say that again.
I got tears in my eyes.
Oh my God. Ew. That's, there's a lot of ways you could have described it, and that wasn't one that I had wanted to hear.
On top of, he sucked it really hard. He gum sucked it really hard.
I'm like I'm hugging myself because I'm so uncomfortable. Ew.
Oh my God, I got tears.
Yeah, he canonically puts his mouth on it without biting her and just slurps it up. Oh my God.
I hope your mic caught the sound effects from that.
What, my slurping?
The slurping.
He just sorry to the people that have mouth sound issues. But yeah, her angel slurps that venom right out of her. And I can't.
So do you think he spit or swallows?
Oh, he swallowed that, baby.
Yeah.
He swallowed that. He is a professional, okay? He swallowed, and she woke up and was like, am I in heaven? And
Oh my God.
and Edward was there. I'm sorry. Oh, you know what really kills me about this scene? He's leaning over her and he's like, no, Bella, no. Oh my God. And he's crying, but they're tearless cries.
And honestly, with
because he can't cry.
The way that she described this through Bella, he's like, no, Bella, no! Like, so dramatic. And I'm just like, boy.
At that point, how is Carlisle not fucking humiliated that that's who he chose first?
Oh my God. I can't fucking. Okay. So Alice, encourages him, and he sucks the venom out after having a mental breakdown. They save her. Her head has been wounded. Carlisle takes care of that wound. They hold her leg down. I don't know what they do, but Alice has to hold it down while he's sucking the venom out because she's thrashing around.
Okay, it's not in her leg. Never mind.
No, it's not in her leg.
She's being held down while being sucked off. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, but you were saying Carlisle, and I was like, whoa, I missed that part of the book.
This conversation is why we have so many Australian listeners. Shout out. But so they end up saving her. All the meanwhile, Emmett and Jasper are beating the shit out of James, tearing him apart, and then throwing him into a fire.
I have beef. If that was my ballet studio, I would be fucking pissed. Like, they better have donated.
Yeah, they trashed that place.
They better have made an anonymous donation to the owner or something.
Right?
I'm pretty sure they burned it to the ground.
Yeah, they did. They did. They burned it to the ground. They also set the hotel up to be sued. Not that Bella would sue.
Which is crazy.
Oh my God.
Edward's like, you could sue. I'm like, even though she was never there?
And so they better be making a donation to that damn hotel, too.
Yeah.
But
the Cullens are like, we didn't kill anyone except for the bad guys, so everything is fine.
But in the movie,
you just financially ruined people.
Yeah.
I think we were kind of quite drunk by that time. We got to the end scene.
Yeah, by the time we got to the end, yeah.
I don't remember much of it, but were Jasper and Emmett dancing around the fire like weird animals?
Yes. Yeah.
They, you see
they were like whoop,
blurred vision, and like Alice jumps in there too and is like,
yeah, honestly, that's such a fun scene to watch them do that.
Break out the
marshmallows.
It's
so crazy. It's happening in the background the whole time. Oh man, I do think that the best scenes in the books and the movie are with the other characters.
Yes,
not Edward and Bella.
Yes,
with Emmett, Rosalie, Jasper, Alice. They are the highlight of the series to me. And Jacob and them once we get the Quiute tribe in. I am so excited to get to that point.
I wonder, so we know in the future they use morphine to make Bella's vampire experience better, or they hope it makes it better. Which one? She experiences this where she's like burning and yelling to put the fire out, and then later on she's experiencing it while can't move. Which one would I prefer?
I don't know if
Can't
I would
move.
really want to be that drugged. Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's ideal, right?
Versus burning.
But I don't know. Maybe I want to feel the pain a little bit.
She feels the pain the whole time. I remember that.
Oh,
just
wait,
can't
what?
move.
She just can't move?
In both situations, she just cannot
Well,
move.
what the fuck's the point?
Yeah. That's
I don't like
bullshit.
that.
She looks at it as like, at least Edward won't have to suffer because he thinks
Oh my
that she's
God.
not suffering.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Edward and Carlisle and everybody doesn't have to watch her suffer.
Ridiculous.
God. I mean, I would say I hope she dies soon, but I know she doesn't.
Actually, Edward tries very hard to keep her from dying, and when she gets mad she wakes up in a hospital bed, and she's like, why didn't you let me fucking turn? And he's like,
She's pretty mad about it too.
I value your life. And I value your life, actually. And she's like, I want to be a vampire.
I have a question. So she says, I'm going to die eventually. And if you're waiting for me to be on my deathbed to turn me, that's that's going to be a while. And I was like, okay, so question. If a person lives their entire life and then gets bitten, do they stay old? Or do they magically go back to being their peak person?
So I thought of this as well, because one of the weird things about the series is, I could be wrong, but I think in the illustrated guide, Esme is supposed to be the oldest vampire that was turned. And there's no way that could be the case. Like, Esme is 26. You're telling me there's not a vampire that's older than 26 years old when they were turned? I mean, the Denali clan by themselves look, older than that. They look at least 30. I mean, I don't know. I do think that's the case. I think if you're turned at whatever age you are, you stay that age. Because there's Jane in the books, I think, is much younger. She's like 14 or something. And then there's the immortal babies. They stay that age.
To be honest, 14 for me is a baby, so... How old is an immortal baby? How old is an immortal baby?
The immortal babies are like little toddlers. Yeah, I don't know.
What's the cutoff age?
Okay, in the books, we're probably going to find out next book, but Jane in the books is...
And
she's 12 or 13, according to the wiki.
And she stays that age for the rest of her life?
Yes, her and her twin... Alec are turned at the same time, and they are 12 or 13 for the rest of their lives. Or their undead lives.
Ooh.
And they don't have temper tantrums?
They do. Jane and Alec are notorious for being kind of crazy. They are the cornerstone of the Volturi's offensive abilities, according to the wiki.
Yeah. Because, immortal babies are supposed to be outlawed because they can't control themselves. And they're so cute that people will die for them. A 13-year-old can control themselves?
Yeah, it's not good. It's definitely not good. We'll talk about it more next book, because there's going to be a lot of talk about the Volturi, and their powers are crazy in the books. I feel like they are not shown that well in the movies. Yeah.
I think the Volturi in the movies kind of turn me off. The way that they're dressed, the way that they look, I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, but I also studied the medieval period for
I had a
long time.
Crush on Jamie Campbell Bower, and I cannot stand
Who
to
doesn't?
even look at him in the movie.
In that movie, yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be weird.
It's just
They're supposed to be weird. Like, I think that's how they're supposed to be.
I do like the main guy that does it, that Michael... Oh, what's his last name?
Yeah. I know exactly who plays Arrow. Is it Arrow?
Martin Sheen, not Sheen.
Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen.
Yes.
The Volturi, Arrow, Caius, Marcus.
Marcus? He's the same guy that plays the bad guy, I think, in Underworld.
Yeah, he's great.
The bad guy. And is he the one that was in Hitchhiker's Guide?
Is he in Hitchhiker's Guide?
Isn't he the guy at the very end that's showing him how like the Earth is made and that they're working on it again to get it back up and running? And
oh my god,
he's really funny.
Also, yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. I didn't realize it was him. I think it is him. He's also in apparently Doctor Who and stuff.
Yeah, what is his name?
He's in so many things.
Who did he play in Doctor Who?
He's the voice of the house. He voiced House in Doctor Who.
What's his name?
Apparently. Michael Sheen?
No. The other guy.
Who?
Is that
Marcus?
Marcus? Yeah.
We're talking about Arrow.
Who plays Marcus, though?
Christopher Heyerdahl?
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. That's not who I thought it was.
Is that him? He looks real different in these other photos. Okay, anyways. Back to the book. Let's finish it up.
Okay, so the fact that Renee is there and immediately Bella starts comforting her when she's laying in a hospital bed with a broken leg and a banged up head and whatnot. And she's like, Mom, it's okay. It's okay, Mom.
You don't have to stay here, Mom. It's fine. It's totally fine. And Renee's like, no, I'm going to do it. But also the real reason I'm not going home is because there was this crazy like criminal activity in our neighborhood and I just don't feel safe. It's not because you're in any way sick or unwell.
Yeah.
I was like, Renee, are you serious right now?
I will say
Charlie doesn't even show up.
When I was in the hospital, I told my parents, I'm fine. Go home. And they were like, no, we can't leave you here by yourself. And I was like, no, literally, I will be okay. I like to be alone. Please go. And my mom ended up staying, and my mom will kill me if I say this, but whatever. She snores so loudly, I couldn't sleep.
Oh my God.
So I ended up asking my dad, I was like, if I have to stay here another night, please take Mom home. Do not let her stay. So I feel Bella in that moment. I didn't sleep at all.
I do not think, I mean, in this case, if it were me, I would never leave my daughter in the hospital alone. I don't care if she wanted to be alone or not. I'm not leaving her by herself.
To be fair, I was also in my 20s.
Either way, I wouldn't leave my grandmother in the hospital by herself alone.
Yeah, she's begging you.
Yes,
100%. I would not leave.
After that, where she almost died, I would be glued to her. I wouldn't have even gone to get something to fucking eat. I would have had somebody bring it to me.
Yes, and don't get me wrong. I would give, if someone in my family requested time alone, I would give them time alone, but I wouldn't leave the premises.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would just be nearby. If she really wanted to be alone, okay. But I don't know. In my family, when someone is sick and not well, there is always someone at the hospital, and then we take shifts.
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
If it were with me being in the hospital, I prefer to be alone. I don't know. I don't like to be the center of attention, so it just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Well, I get it. I'm just saying there's something about leaving your family by themselves when they're not well that doesn't sit right with me. You don't necessarily have to be up their ass. It's just like, I wouldn't want to leave because what if they can't do something for themselves? What if they need somebody? The nurses are there to help, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're always vigilant. True. Things happen.
I mean, if I were broken-legged and, couldn't work or couldn't move or whatever, I could completely understand that. In my situation, yes, I had an IV and whatnot, but I could walk, I could eat, I could talk, I could do all the things by myself.
Yeah.
So it just, I was very much like, leave, please.
But either way, I think Renee is being so selfish, regardless of how you feel about that kind of thing. Renee should have been there.
Yeah.
And especially if she's just alone with this boy Renee has never seen before in her life. She just met Edward. And I don't care how charming Edward is.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So when she's asking Bella about Edward and Bella responds, I'm pretty crazy about him. There, that sounds like a teenage girl with a crush. And I was like, girl, everything you say sounds like a teenage girl with a crush.
My God.
I hate to break this to you, Mama.
You're not pretending here.
Yes.
For real.
You're not unique.
You're not special.
I love how Renee says, I think that boy is in love with you, like it's an accusation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was funny.
It probably is to her because she probably thinks that Edward's going to keep her in Forks.
Yeah.
And that's a death sentence to Renee because you won't get the sun. The poor son. You'll be missing the sun.
Well, I think too, it's a little frustrating, I feel like, because generally you go from like the character builds as they go through, and at the end they have grown, maybe you like the character a little bit more. But I feel like the character we started out with in the first couple of chapters degraded. And now Bella has become pretty much the exact same as Renee. I mean,
it's very similar.
That's a little frustrating because how she started out, I really like that character. So I cannot remember if she goes back to being that later.
I think there's glimpses of that Bella. Like when she gets upset at Edward for not turning her, she's very stubborn with him. She's like, especially at the end, she's like, I'm betting on Alice, which I love that she ended with that. Yeah. I think there's glimpses of that Bella, but I think that it is frustrating that she just lets him walk all over whatever she wants, or she just always acquiesces to what he wants.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And then there's also, what was it? He tells her at one point, I don't remember where in the story, that he'll never not tell her the truth. And I was like, you fucking liar. And then
starting when
she begs him in this hospital, stay with me, which of course, me being me right now, I'm like, stay. But I was like, you fucking liar. You just lied to her. You're not planning on staying.
We know at this point in the books, he's decided, I'm pretty sure, that he's going to leave. I actually did not finish Midnight Sun yet. I got to the hospital room scene, and he talks to Renee. He tries to charm her. But unfortunately, I haven't finished the end of the book yet, because it's a little bit longer than Twilight, and I'm behind. But I'm pretty sure that by this point in the series, he has decided that he can't stay with Bella because he's too dangerous for her to be around, which is sad because we get to New Moon and we discover that he's been planning that all along, but he's been hanging out and pretending that he's going to stay with her for the rest of his life for months. And that's so sad. Like, that would break my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that would, again, I am a Jacob girly. Mm-hmm. That would be enough reason for me to end it there.
Yep.
She has Stockholm Syndrome, baby, because Jesus.
She's definitely got her rose-colored glasses on. Definitely.
Yeah. And then we end the book with him picking her up for prom.
Stiletto heels?
Yeah.
One?
Alice is crazy.
Like this
One
girl.
stiletto heel.
This girl couldn't walk across the street in flats. And she's got a broken leg. And one...
You gave her a stiletto?
Stiletto heel. That's just limping. Literally
also,
not cute.
Can you imagine with the boot on? That's not going to add up. She's going to be like peg leg.
Yeah. That's not cute. Not at all.
No,
and
also Tyler shows up like he's just going to take her to prom without any...
He's so delusional.
Without any pretense.
He's just like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm here to pick up my date. And...
Oh my God.
And Bella's like, how could he even think that was a possibility? Because he sees us at school. We are a thing. And you
gotta hand it to him.
He still thinks that I'm going to prom with him.
He's got some balls.
I gotta say, though, the fact that she thought that she was getting dressed up to go die.
That's kind of crazy. The funny thing about Twilight is it's a romance, but there are moments when it's so morbid. If you think about that.
Yeah. So when I was at the library and they talked to me about doing story time, I was like, I can't literally have to be drunk in order to dance. I have to shut my brain down in order to dance. And so I kind of feel for Bella here. Like, I get it.
Yeah. I had totally forgotten that Jacob shows up at the end of this book, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I totally forgot. And I love that he's like, can I butt in here? And Edward's like, the audacity. Like, he's like, I guess.
You made me break my promise.
Meanwhile, at this point, I think Jacob has a little crush, but he's not like...
Oh, he does. He says it. He says it.
Yeah, well, but what I'm saying is he has a crush, but he's not vying for her. Like, he's not trying to take him away, or Bella away from Edward or anything. He's just like got a crush on Bella. And so he politely comes up and is like, hey, I have to talk to you. Obviously, Edward can read his thoughts. So
I'm getting a car part for this. So can I please just give you this little message?
Yeah. And
in the movie, he only gets $20.
I was paid to come here. That's what he gets paid in the book.
No, he gets paid a car part. Car part.
He gets both.
Way more expensive.
No, he gets both. In the book, he says, my dad paid me $20 to come here. And they said, and also I get this car part.
Yeah.
But he basically gives her a warning from Billy Black that they're watching her.
Thanks, Billy. I'm watching you too.
I just have to say, like, as someone, if you were to receive that message, do you think that would go well?
No.
Not for me. I would immediately be like Aries defensive. Fuck off.
Yeah, like what in his mind made him think this will work?
I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can make decisions.
Not
and Jacob
often, is also
make them.
Jacob's also like aware that this is a silly thing to do. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what my dad is on about.
Because he doesn't believe at this point.
Yeah. I just think it's kind of silly, but, you know, Billy Black and his scheming, we'll see more of it as we go into the next book, which I'm so excited to get into.
Yeah. I will say it's funny that they go to prom and they're like, oh, it's kind of like a horror show like Carrie. And there's vampires at the prom and it's all this thing. And I immediately thought of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Oh,
which
God.
Was kind of a crappy movie, but nowhere near the wonderfulness of the TV show. But I still watched it. And that's what happens in that movie is she goes to prom or some kind of dance and vampires attack and like they burn the gym down.
Oh my gosh.
Shit happens, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a vampire movie, of course. But
I know, I'm just messing around.
Yeah, I know. I just and you don't actually find that they burn the gym down until you watch the TV show. But yeah.
Nice. I still haven't seen any Buffy.
Yeah, we gotta fix that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. One of these days.
It's just one of those days.
Especially since you're such a vampire girly.
I know, right?
Yes.
I mean, my God, you would love... Actually, you probably like both Angel and Spike. But I'm betting Spike is going to be more your speed.
Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Spike is so much better than Angel. So much better.
He fought for his soul.
Shh. That was a spoiler.
After the cameo that you received,
so many times.
Yeah, for real. After the cameo received, I am convinced I'll like Spike as well.
You'll love him.
There's only one episode that I don't like. But,
the rape.
And that's even James Marsters was like, I don't do those types of scenes, and I was forced into it, and I think it was completely out of character.
Yeah, I do too. Absolutely out of character. He doesn't rape her. It's just he gets a little forceful with her, and it was definitely out of character from what. It just,
I don't like that.
You know how in Zodiac Academy, there were several times we were like, this just doesn't mesh with the character. It was kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that.
That is not canon to me. Not at all.
You know, I get that. But
on to emo Bella.
Yes, we're on to the depression cycle and absolute nonsense crazy shit that is in New Moon. Bella crashing out for chapters on end. Okay. So we hope that everyone enjoyed this episode, and we hope you'll join us for next week's episode, which is going to be New Moon chapters 1 through 4. New episodes drop every week, and don't forget to check out last season's discussion on the Empyrean series, available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week, so please, please, please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.